My name is Craig Haugen. I'm with American Threat Assessment and Protection, ATAP, and I'm a former superintendent here in Monroe County, Jefferson Schools, and also Whiteford Schools. And the purpose of this event today is that Ida Public Schools is going to enter a contract with ATAP for the safety assessment of their facilities. So we have Superintendent Dave Eack at the front table here, along with Anthony Beatty, who is CEO and Protection Coordinator for ATAP. And Dave, why don't you introduce your people that are here?
Thanks, man. Joe Rathke, he is our president of the Ida Education Association. And someone's our vice president of our school board, and then state trooper, Monroe. Sheriff Goodnough. Chief Kirt Horn. Sorry. Chief Kirt Horn, Dale Zorn, and Joe Bellino. So thank everyone for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you. So before we sign, Mr. Beatty, would you like to take a few minutes just to kind of explain what we're going to be doing for Ida Public Schools?
Absolutely. So for the folks that aren't aware, I think the representatives at this table are key, because this is what it takes to bring safety to the school community. It's not one person or one action at any given time. It's everybody working together all the time. What we'll be doing is working with Mr. Eack to create a safety team here in the district, people internal that will work with our experts as we assess everything from not just the building's security, but how the building is prepared for an emergency, how our emergency responders can respond to those emergencies, and then looking at the school culture, the climate of the students, how the practices of the policies are implemented during the school day. So we'll actually be out as schools are in session looking at how things operate.
Great, thank you. One of the things that's been critical in this process, what kind of brings us together, is that the legislature came together this spring and signed into law Public Act 93 of 2022 that does three things. It provided some relief for Oxford schools on several critical issues, and it provided grants for districts to conduct safety assessments, and also provide some monies for critical mapping of facilities and things of that nature. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to hear from our two legislators here in terms of their viewpoint and what they think of the importance of this legislation and what it will do for schools.
I am Joe Bellino, and it's critical legislation because a lot of us don't put our time and our money into school safety or into how the windows look or the doors look or where the shelters are. And with the extra pot of gold we have in Lansing right now, we're going to help not this year and hopefully for about 5 more years to come with things like this.
Huge.
I'm Senator Dale Zorn, and the importance of this is so huge because it's been a long time in coming that the legislature and the administration gives the opportunity to schools to look at their safety requirements. And it's going to be interesting to see where all schools go with this process. I'm most interested in knowing what the end result is going to be, which you may not see for years. And I think it's where we're at today. We're all sorry we're at the place and time, but the fact is we have to protect our schools, and we have to make them very hard targets. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we do here to protect our kids.
Any of the first responders have any comments?
I guess my comment is we value our partnership with Ida Public Schools and all schools in the community. And we see the value in reinforcing our infrastructure security. But we also have to look at education and partnership between the community, the staff in the schools, and law enforcement and fire service. Right now, unfortunately, and when I say law enforcement, I mean the Sheriff's Office, the Michigan State Police, we are all responsible for the safety and well-being of the citizens in our great community. But it's important that today, law enforcement is looked at in a different light than what it used to be. And one of our biggest views at the Sheriff's Office is we have to build these relationships between law enforcement, our students, and the adults, so that we're looked at more in a positive light and understand that, we're there to build relationships. And that's why going across the country, you hear everybody, we went from school liaison to resource officer, right? And now my narrative is it's a school relationship officer. Because we need to build those relationships, not just with our students, with our parents and the staff, so that they can trust law enforcement, come forward and report those unfortunate situations that they may not, those rumors that they hear, and they feel comfortable in doing it and won't be labeled. So again, we value the hardened protection, the physical building structure, but we also value the partnership that we just embarked on with Ida Public Schools, with the school resource officer that starts here this year. So again, another critical component of this relationship and security improvements that we are going to make in the buildings.
Thank you, Sheriff. Anyone else? Well, I can say, I'll get to you.
Okay, thank you.
You'll be last. I can say, from a former superintendent, talking to Senator Zorn and Representative Bellino on a number of occasions and knocking heads from time to time, as a former superintendent, I can certainly appreciate the efforts that the legislators made this spring in coming up with these resources and helping districts lay that critical foundation. I mean, we've been in the school safety area for a number of years with the incidents that have taken place over the last 25 years or so. But we've never had this type of opportunity and funding support to actually lay that foundation and strengthen the safety and security we provide our students and staff. So thank you very much for coming together and providing that for us. Superintendent Eack.
Craig, you said exactly what I was going to say, and thank you guys, Representative Bellino and Senator Zorn. This is an opportunity for all schools, especially, focused in Ida school here. We haven't had a liaison officer, we haven't had to do these safety assessments that we really should have. So providing those funds, we do appreciate. The partnership we have with the Sheriff's Department and Sheriff Goodnough. We had a conversation with our superintendent's meeting about how much is invested into the schools and the investment that the Monroe County Sheriff's Department is doing. So, along with ATAP, I think this is the best thing for Ida Public Schools.
Time to use the ink.
There you go. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone for being here to take part in this special event. And our focus, as the sheriff brought up the word relationship, is we want this to be a relational experience, not a transitional experience. We want to come in, we want to learn about the school and the facility, and once we do that assessment, devise a collaboratively an actionable plan that can be implemented to provide for a safe and learning environment and working environment for the students and the staff, for the community to visit. So